Today on Forever Home, we're talking deck framing. Let's go down and take a look at this project that we're working on here today. Going to be building a deck with a roof on top and screening the whole place in. Let's go down and take a closer look at what the guys have been working on in this edition of Forever Home. So this has been Norm's baby the last couple of days. Been working first off on course getting the ledge board in. I believe we showed you some footage of that earlier. So once the ledge board was in, it was starting to get your measurements out, figure out where everything was going to go, and begin laying out for our holes. We brought the machine in, we punched all of our holes, got all of our cement poured, let that set up, and of course had to go through the inspection process with those pieces, and then began bringing out our framing from the house, making sure everything was square and landing where it needed to on the cement footers that are out here. These are 12 inches at the top, but they taper and they get wider, and we might show a graphic right here of that. But we want the bottom to be sitting on 18 inches just to make sure that we have plenty of footing to carry the load that we're going to be put on this with the roof structure. Now the primary weight of the deck is going to be positioned out here over these footers on the end, being carried on this main beam out here at the front, and the weight for the roof will be carried on the footers from the side. So we are kind of splitting things up and hoping to help make sure that we're not going to have any challenges later on down the road. It's kind of a belt and suspenders approach, but now we've got everything laid out square. The rim boards went up, and then the guys started working on filling in all of the joist in between. Now lumber's been a bit of a pain recently, so you will notice some discoloration here on some of these, like this guy especially, where what Norm actually had to do, the boards were crowned so severely that we had to strike a line down the side of them, laying down flat, strike a line, and then take the planer and begin removing either the hump out of the center or the lips off each end, so that we got boards that when you put a level on them, that they were actually straight, to make sure, because otherwise we would have had this huge hump in the deck. So it took a little extra doing to take and get the lumber adjusted, but the lumber today is just garbage because of what's been going on with the whole country getting shut down last year. So that's just one of the things that you have to do if you want it to look nice, if you want it to be right when you're done. You have to put a little extra effort into making sure that it's flat. And there are some deck contractors that aren't willing to do that. So if you want it done right and you want it done flat, give us a call and we can work that out for you. So working on that, and then of course getting the bridging in here, blocking in here, to make sure that we keep everything from twisting, rocking. It also helps take some of the bounce out of it and helps ensure that everything is nice and straight, that this guy stays straight where the edge is going to be because he's tied to everything else, that this one down here stays nice and straight because it's tied to everything else. Now the inner piece that I'll take you up and show you here, special Simpson brackets, and we've got one of them there. We got another one over here. And what this does is this goes into the inside of the house and gets bolted up and tightened, and that really helps tie things together, make sure that we don't have any problems with this ever coming off the house. We of course have our washer head screws that are tying us into the sill plate of the house. So those are 4 or 5 inches long. They go in there and they grab that sill plate, and then we've got our flashing up top, and then we'll make sure that our house wrap comes down over this once we take the house wrap apart and get everything situated, and we're bringing the new stuff down that we're going to be putting on. So all those different pieces going together to make sure that any water that ever gets over there is brought to the outside. Can't get down behind it. Even if that were to rot out, these 3 Simpson brackets with the all thread rod on them are going to help make sure that nothing comes off the house. Making progress on that piece of things. So you can see our big heavy beams that are set up both on this side and on the front. The front is really just here to carry the deck, and then this side is going to be carrying. We're going to try to land the 3x3 post for the roof line right down on top of these footers in both locations, and that's going to give this beautiful area for our screen room to come in and get connected. As we talk about belt and suspenders and how we're putting things together, of course we got our through locks here in the corner holding everything to our post, but then down here of course we've got our joist hangers with our 45-degree nails that are running through that, and they're picking up this board. But the other thing that Norm did is we pre-drilled this first rim joist and put 6-inch screws in through here into this board before putting the final outside on, so that this is really strapped together incredibly tightly. And then we've got that second beam on there, and we're tying that all into those pieces, as well as some additional fasteners. So should be very strong, should be very sturdy, should last a real long time. And it's just finalizing getting those last 2 footers out here on the front and landing them once we know that we had this board completely 100% stick straight, which for some people you're going to tell us it's backwards and out of order, but Norm's got a method to his madness and it's working for us, so we're going to keep doing it that way. Everything here set up looking the way we want it to. We're super excited to be able to walk out here and show you what this looks like when we're done. That this may actually wind up being a before picture for something that we show you later on. So pretty exciting how this is coming together. One of the next things that we're going to do, we are still waiting for our decking material to come here. That's been on back order now for about 2 months. They said, sometime in August the shipment's supposed to come in. We're waiting for a shipping container to show up to one of the distributors. So In the meantime, what we're probably going to do is throw some plywood down on this and allow us to get back to working on taking the rest of the siding down. We're going to take the siding off and get into some of the sheathing and make sure we have the correct, we have an as-built truss specification from the township, but we want to make sure that nothing changed from when those were submitted to what actually got built. So we're going to take this apart, we're going to verify some measurements, we can get our trusses ordered, start putting our provisions in. We're going to have a TV out here, so we need a TV mount, we need electric for that, we need coax for that, we need electric on the wall. So a couple other things, we're going to take some sheathing off and work on that from the outside just to make life simple and easy. And then once we get that done, our door is in, but we don't want to put the door in where that window is going here on this side until we roof under cover, so we make sure that we're, just let's get the roof on first. It'll make it easier, less chance of us having any kind of water damage, especially knowing that siding's not going back on right away. So we're going to get that stuff, and then we'll be at a standstill until the lumber shows up, and we'll switch over and work on somebody else's project for a little bit until the rest of our materials come in. So that's the update here from West Grove, Pennsylvania. If we can help solve a problem for you, take a picture of it, send it to us on our team. Click that Contact Us button here on Facebook and send us your pictures, your address, your phone number. We have a dedicated office staff standing by to answer your phone calls weekdays, 9:30 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon at 484-748-0008. Choose option 2 for Cope Construction and Renovation, and extension 2 for new projects. Cope Built is a Pennsylvania home improvement contractor, number 88078, also in Newcastle County, Delaware, 10490. There's nothing that we can't help you with. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, decks, interior renovations on your kitchen, your master bath makeover, your finished basement, plumbing, electrical, drywall, spackle, paint, build you a custom dream house, an addition, a garage. There's nothing our team doesn't do. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Click the like button here on this video, maybe grab the notifications bell so you get updated for all our cool videos that we got working on. And we're hoping to educate you on what goes into building a project correctly, so that you have some important pieces of information that you can use to ask educated questions of various different contractors you might be interviewing for work on your home. Remember, we're finished with it. You're gonna be proud to say it's not just done. It was Cope Built. We'll catch you guys on the next edition of Forever Home. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.